sun has set on a cold and windy Saturday night here in Mount Pleasant, and we bring you inside Martin Ice Arena. Central Michigan looking to bounce back from a devastating 2-1 overtime loss 2 weeks ago at the hands of Michigan Flint as they take on the one-win Adrian Bulldogs. Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. My name is Reagan Cleaves, alongside my partner for today, Parker Morrison. We are happy to have you along as Central Michigan takes on Adrian in the first of a weekend set, a Saturday-Sunday set, Parker, something that CMU is not very much used to on the D3 level, but it's a tough game to come back from that 2-1 loss to Michigan Flint, where they shot themselves in the foot, to be quite frank.
I know, an overtime loss is never good for any team, especially when you were projected on paper to win that game. I mean, for a Central team to come in with a lot of momentum, they want to break that losing streak that they've had for a couple weekends, and to have an overtime loss to a team that you should have beat on paper is really tough for the entirety of the morale for the team.
Yeah, Central Michigan last weekend was looking for their 10th consecutive victory over the Michigan Flint Wolverines, and they looked to get out to a good start. Isaac Gibbs scored about 5 minutes into that game, and from there it looked like it was going to be pretty good. Isaac Gibbs got on the board. Kyle Bowerson tallied his first collegiate point, and then the offense fizzled out. A team that had scored 5 goals in game number 1 at Crystal Fieldhouse, Parker, couldn't get anything through.
I know, and it's very tough when you're really just searching for that breakout win. And especially against a team that you've beat so many times in the past, it's hard to bounce back, but against an Adrian team tonight, they should be able to try to get something going, and you're going to be looking for your lead point scorers to put yourself out there.
Speaking of your lead point scorers, Isaac Gibbs in that Michigan Flint game, as we continue our recap, took a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for spearing with about 6 minutes left. That put Michigan Flint on a all-you-can-eat power play, and from there, Parker, that's where Michigan Flint kind of took over the hockey game. They were able to tie up the game with less than 5 minutes to go, and they were able on another power play in overtime to score, Josh Appleberg getting both of those tallies.
Yeah, especially when you have 5 minutes left in a game and you're looking to kind of just push that to overtime or keep it more on the offensive side, and getting a game misconduct in 5 minutes on a power play is something that Michigan Flint was just searching for. And once they sent Gibbs to the box, they realized, okay, we have the man advantage. We can do something with this. And they did just that.
Indeed, that Appleberg tied up the game with less than 5 minutes to go, and then in overtime, he was able to find himself wide open in the slot and rip a shot-low blocker past Lauren Jones, who was playing in only his second game this year, but he played really well in that contest.
And we did have him on the podcast, myself and Devin Sarah, on Inside Chippewa Hockey. You can go check that out on wherever you get your podcast. Little selfless plug for us there, but we had him on the podcast, and he thought his team played very, very well up until that last 5 minutes. And he said, we win and we lose as a team. It's nobody's fault in that game. We win, we lose as a team, and they're hoping to bounce back and win as a team tonight.
Now, with that overtime loss to Michigan Flint 2 weeks ago, CMU falls to 1-2-2-1 in the division with 5 points. They sit fourth, mainly because most everybody behind them has not played a ton of hockey games. Oakland and Saginaw Valley State, 2 top 10 teams, have only played 2 games in the division. They are both 2-0 and sit at 4 points. Michigan Flint 2-2, with 4 points. Likewise, Adrian comes in at 1-9 with their most recent game being their first win of the year against Northwood last weekend.
And that's, if you're an Adrian fan, that's what you're hoping for. You've lost every single game this season, and your last game being a win, and that gives you a little bit more momentum coming into this the hostile Martin Ice Arena environment, especially when both teams are searching for kind of a breakout win stretch.
Yeah, and both those games, they played 3 games against Northwood last week, and one of them went to overtime. Northwood picked up 2 wins on home ice before the series swiveled back to Arrington Ice Center, where we will be tomorrow. But Adrian coming into this series on a bit of a high note, looking at the top half of the table. Lawrence Tech 5-0-1. That one tie coming to CMU, which, if you're the Chippewas, is a bit of a chip on your shoulder. Hey, we took the team that's right now the best in the MCHC, sitting at number 8 as the new rankings came out last Friday. They have the only point in division against Lawrence Tech. Michigan, the defending national champions, come in at 3-0. They will wrap up their series tonight against Northwood. Michigan won last night, resounding fashion, 6-3. So with a supposed win tonight, Michigan could separate themselves, from Northwood, as they are tied with them at 6 points apiece. The only other game in the MCHC tonight, Lawrence Tech taking on Purdue at 5 p.m. That game underway. You can check out LTU Hockey Twitter for a score update. We'll step aside. Teams have finished up their warm-ups. We will come back and take a look at those teams here on CCHN. Parker Morris and Reagan Cleaves back here inside the broadcast booth at Martin Ice Arena. Happy to have you along for the pregame show presented by SeamishIceHockey.com. Taking a closer look at both the two teams tonight, Parker. CMU comes into tonight on a 4-game losing streak at home. They haven't won since that Notre Dame win back at the end of September. It's a tough skid for them. And in that, they've had a 6-game overall losing streak. How do you think they turn that around tonight?
Well, there's a lot of ways that you can look at a losing streak, and I think one of the ways that we have to look at it tonight is it's an opportunity to progress further in your skills as not only a hockey player, but as a team themselves. And they're really looking to just bounce back tonight on an Adrian team that they should, on paper, again, beat. But again, we saw them lose to the Michigan Flint game in overtime, so there's going to be a couple keys to the game that we'll talk about in just a minute that are really going to help them out there.
Indeed, and talking about the Adrian struggles as of late, 1-12-1. The only overtime game came 3 games ago, against Northwood in game 1 of that 3-game set. They took them to overtime, lost 4-3 to the Timberwolves, and then proceeded to split the rest of the 2-game series, picking up their first win only just in their last game against Northwood. This is a very, very young team, Parker. Not a lot of upperclassmen other than Evan Bliss, who's a junior this season, who's their leading scorer and their captain. How do you think that impacts their play?
Well, there's a few people on the team that are freshmen, like Travis Simmons, who, again, is tied with Evan Bliss currently with 16 points in just 14 games played. So that's 16 goals in 14 games played, which is very, very impressive for both players there. But having a younger team can present itself as kind of an issue when you're coming into collegiate hockey, especially in a more physical division such as the ACHA. You're not technically used to the amount of high-level play because the ACHA is a big step from hockey play.
Yeah, indeed, and keep in mind that this Adrian team is one of 4 teams in terms of men's teams at Adrian College. They've got the NCAA Division III team and all 3 ACHA divisions. So they don't necessarily get first pick on the players that do come to Adrian, but they got their first win last weekend against Northwood in a 3-1 victory. All time, this has been very much a CMU-heavy rivalry, despite the success that the Adrian Bulldogs have had throughout their club's history, a couple of championships back in the early 2010s, but CMU has a 13-4-1-1 record against the Bulldogs all time, and 3 straight CMU wins coming into tonight since that Adrian win back in the 21-22 campaign.
Well, you're really looking to extend that tonight and tomorrow when we're at Arrington Ice Arena. And you got to look back at the Michigan-Flint game. We did have 9 straight against them and then ended up taking a penalty that caused us to head us into a overtime loss. And that's something you're really looking to hone down on, not only in practice but in the games itself, because having that big winning streak kind of presents itself as we don't really have to play to our full potential against a team we've won so much against in the past.
Indeed, and taking a look a little bit more in depth to the players tonight, Parker, who are impact players?
Well, I'm looking at CMU, and I'm looking directly at the goalie, Zavelson. We got it right. He came on our studio show. You can go ahead and check that out on YouTube. Another selfless plug. Zavelson is an amazing goalie. He's played absolutely outstanding this season, and I'm really looking for him to put up some saves and help this Chippewa team to a victory tonight. And then I'm also looking at Isaac Gibbs, who did take that game misconduct in the previous series against Michigan-Flint. So staying out of the box is a key for him, but he leads the team in goals and points with only 11 games played, and he's got 7 goals. And you're really looking for your leading goal scorer to promote scoring on the offensive end.
Yeah, and to add to that, Isaac Gibbs, this isn't just a junior year thing for him. He has led this team in scoring 2 out of his 3 seasons here at CMU, the only outlier being last year where he missed a big part due to injury, and he was still top 5 in the scoring. So Isaac Gibbs, I'm with you, has to play. He's got to step up, and he has been doing that all year, but he's also got to maintain his composure.
And that's another big thing, and that's going to be one of our keys to the game as we come up on that. Moving still to the impact players. Now for Adrian, it's got to be the 2 people that are tied for the most goals on the team, most points on the team, and that's going to be Evan Bliss, 16 goals, 14 games played, and Travis Evans, who also has 16 goals and 14 games played. Travis Simmons is a freshman, and to come in and tie with a junior who has been in the league for multiple years is very impressive.
And Evan Bliss has been a thorn in the Chippewas side for the last couple of seasons, getting goals in key matchups, including that win at Martin Ice Arena 2 years ago for the Bulldogs. What are our keys to the game, Parker?
Moving now to that, staying out of the box and keeping your composure, as we just mentioned a couple minutes ago, is something big for the Chippewas. The penalty kill has been a little iffy recently, and that's something we got to work on. Moving now to playing with speed. This Adrian team, as we've watched throughout this season, they may not win a lot, but they play very, very, very fast, and that's something we got to keep up with today. And then shutting down Travis and Evan Bliss is one of the biggest parts to this Chippewa defense that we need to take a look at tonight.
Indeed, so those are your keys to the game. Taking a look at the scratches for Central Michigan, Will Rapoon is still out since that Saginaw Valley series where he took a nasty tumble into the boards. So he is out along with Kyle Bowerson, Andrew Siraki, Andrew Miller, Austin Ritter, Brandon Clements, Luke Vasilovich, and Ryan Grolu. The 2 netminder scratchers are Nick Wilson and Lauren Jones. For the Adrian Bulldogs, Ty Cornett, Andrew Williamson, Garrett Carroll, Henry Darnell, James Schmidt, Brett Witten, Evan Thomas, and Nicholas Kiersky, along with Cade Kavanaugh, the scratched netminder. So they dress 3 tonight, do the Adrian Bulldogs. We'll step aside. That does it for the CMU D3 Hockey pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the national anthems and puck drop from Martin Ice Arena. That's coming up next on CCHN.
your starting netminders for tonight. Starting off with Adrian Bulldogs, Brandon Heiser, the junior. 4 games played so far, 1 win, 2 losses. We'll head now to the Central Michigan Chippewas, number 29, Sam Zavelson, the senior, with 8 games played, 2 wins and 4 losses.
Thank you, Parker. As you see at center ice, President Bob Davies is dropping the ceremonial first puck. Captains Christopher Martin and Evan Bliss out there for their respective squads. CMU, of course, wins that draw. And we are set to go with the actual face-off in just a couple of moments. Central Michigan, as we take a look at the starting lineups, they go with Lucas Hutton and Christopher Martin on the defense, while Andrew Porzondik, Nathan Bottles, and Josh Gilgren, that second line that picked up steam in that Michigan Flint series, Parker, gets the start in front of Zavelson to our left. For Adrian, they go with Brian Tanner and Eno Nybor on the defense, while the starting 3 are Greg Feemster, Emery Johnson, and Anthony Alfonsi. CMU left to right, Adrian right to left. As we are underway here from Martin Ice Arena, Reagan Cleaves, Parker Morrison on the call on this Saturday night. CMU looking for their first win in 4 attempts here. Parker, how do you think they do that tonight?
It's got to be keeping your composure, because that's something that's really been a struggle for them throughout the stretch.
I also think you got to bring the physicality, and Lucas Hutton right off the face-off doing just that in the offensive end. Here comes Feemster up the left wing for Adrian. His team wearing those black uniforms with the gold and white trim. CMU in those white home uniforms. They retired the golds at the beginning of this season, and they finally have the names on the back of the jerseys, Parker.
Very helpful for us as broadcasters.
It is a bit of a small font as this is lifted down the ice and behind Sam Zavelson. You know, we'd been calling him Sam Zavelson for the last, year or 3 years,
yeah,
if you include the time he was John Gervasi was calling his name. And this past Wednesday we had Sam on the Inside Chippewa Hockey Show, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Sam Zavelson," and we're like, "What?" So Sam Zavelson it is. Look out, Julian Johnson out in front. First time in the lineup in a number of games for Julian Johnson. Gets a good opportunity out in front to start things off. There's Bliss. Pass ahead just too far for Briggs Blake. And the Chippewas will slap that back in. Here comes Simmons over the line. We'll flop it in on goal. Zavelson made the easy save. 1:40 gone in the opening period. Here's Morgan. Over the line for CMU, and with a quick shot, save Heiser, and the rebound is loose in the slot. Schultz on it, and it'll bounce its way toward goal, and Heiser will fall on top of it. 1:55 gone in the opening period. Quick, fast start for CMU. They've been getting a good amount of pressure, Parker.
Yeah, they've had a couple shots that could have gone on for a rebound, and a couple Adrian bodies got in the way of that one, but overall, a very good look for CMU.
Adrian wins the defensive zone draw, and they'll control in their own end. Malinich able to get it up left wing to Bennett. Bennett dumps it in past Isaac Gibbs. And him and Robertson will go into the corner. Isaac Gibbs is able to pull it free. Pass ahead off the skate of Connor Morgan, but it bounced onto the stick of Schultz, but he turned it over. Isaac Gibbs forced a turnover at neutral ice, sends it back in to the Adrian end. Battle for it down in the corner. It's rimmed around the boards there by Will Smith. Not a ton of golden opportunities for either team here early. But CMU, like we said, a devastating loss 2 weeks ago. Campbell right in and he ripped it off the mask of Heiser. Good opportunity there from Owen Campbell. You know, Owen Campbell for the last couple of seasons, Parker, has been one of those top scorers for CMU, but really this season it hasn't really come to fruition. Only 5 points in 10 games. Kamara is shot, blockered away, save, and the rebound is loose in the slot as CMU gets their first good opportunity and it comes back out to neutral ice.
Well, thus far it's been mainly CMU on the offensive standpoint, and that's what you're looking for.
Puck is bouncing around in the neutral zone where Evan Bliss will take it and dump it in. Campbell's back there for CMU. He gets up to the point. A shot that goes off of Nadeau up high. Looks like he's unscathed. Campbell off the rebound at neutral ice across to Nadeau. Just too far for him, and Josh Gilgren to dump it in. Parker, he was the first Central Michigan Chippewa to score more than one goal in a game last weekend at Michigan Flint on Friday. How do you think that impacts his play going forward?
Well, having more than a goal in a game just helps any player with their confidence and their ability to score, and that's going to help him out in this stretch, I think.
It took the Chippewas 12 games for that. Look out, a backdoor save by Heiser. He came over and denied Andrew Porzondik of that shot. Hutton unable to keep it in. Speaking of players that have made good impact, Lucas Hutton has played only a couple games for CMU, in his first game for CMU. We've been waiting for him out of Novi. Played 50 games last year, or played 50 games over 2 seasons with the Wildcats. Shot from a sharp angle. Heiser turned it away, hopped right on it. His shot bounced into the slot, and away come the Bulldogs. Look out, they've got numbers. Feemster ahead there to Witten, and it'll go right in on goal before it was not. Pardon me, that was Alfonsi on the opportunity. It's about 5 minutes gone here in the opening period. Reagan Claves, Parker Morrison on the call for you from Martin Ice Arena. These two teams kicking off a 2-game weekend set. We'll wrap it up tomorrow at Arrington with a 7 o'clock puck drop. Adrian trying to control the puck at neutral ice. Here's Alfonsi over the line. His shot blocked in front by Hutton. Along the half wall, CMU is able to poke it out with help from Jake Bishop. Down the ice, icing will be the call, as Gavin Dahm was able to beat out Julian Johnson.
Now, Reagan, you mentioned Jake Bishop, and he's been pretty influential for this Chippewa team in the past couple of games. He's been a fast skater, and he creates a lot of chances in the slot.
He does. Trouble be here to the right of Sam Zavelson. 14:36 to go, period 1. This is a series that CMU has pretty much dominated, even dating back to the years that Adrian had 2 ACHA Division III teams, gold and black. These are back in the years of the early 2010s, right when the CMU club was in its early days. Chippewa's able to lift the puck out at neutral ice. It's taken by Malinich. We'll dump it in. Look out, Bennett's after it, but Zavelson was able to stand tall and make a couple of saves. Puck free at the side of the net. They feed it out in front. It was deflected, and away come the Chippewas with the puck. Here's Messina. The alternate captain lost the puck over the line, but it was kept in by CMU. They're able to retreat back to neutral ice. Robertson couldn't handle it. It bounces around for Connor Morgan to pick it up. Look out, an intercept. Here's Clare. Clary sends it out in front. Isaac Gibbs, good stick work to work it away there from Anderson as he goes tumbling into the boards looking for a penalty call. He's not going to get one. There's Robertson in with a shot. Oh, that one skipped wide off the blocker of Heiser, and another shot tipped in front by Robertson. And Heiser again was able to make the save in perfect position. Now Morgan goes tumbling down to the ice. Chippewa fans wanting a call. Not going to get one. No, Parker, this has been a back and forth first period. CMU has had their good chances, but they haven't been able to crack the puzzle yet.
Yeah, both teams looking very strong on the offensive end so far.
Malinich will take and dump it in. Over 7 minutes gone, period 1. Keel on the breakout. Campbell, his pass was just behind Connor Morgan, and the Bulldogs will fire it right back in. Keel up the wall again too far, and it'll go off of a Chippewa player on the bench, and play will be whistled dead as a result.
Both teams looking very strong on the offensive end. Have a couple good shots from both CMU and Adrian, but just nothing to hit the back of the net. Yeah, both goalies playing pretty well.
Last time we were here at Martin Ice Arena, it was a 4-0 CMU win which they very much needed at that time last year, which is basically exactly the type of win they need today. A decisive game that they really haven't had in the past couple of months. Here's Nadu to Beamish over the line. A shot. Oh, that went off the side of the net. Rebound. Heiser might have pushed the goal off its moorings. It comes up top for Kiel. A shot. And it goes high and wide. Jay Nadu in after it. Lost the puck, and Evan Bliss will start the breakout. Here's Briggs Blake. Dumps it in. Bliss is right there to get it along the corner boards. Here's Dom in the corner. They battle for it, 2-on-2. Dom is able to pull the puck away, and it comes onto the stick of Bliss, who will fire a shot and almost hit the referee standing at the side of the net. CMU on the breakout, left to right in period one. Good stick lift there by Owen Campbell. He's across the line, in with a shot. He ripped it wide. Here's Beamish in the corner. His pass intercepted there by Max Sorrell. And the Bulldogs, as a result of that turnover, are able to get it out. 8.5 gone. Look out, a turnover at neutral ice. Here's Simmons down the left side. Can't get past his opposite number. Hutton, they go to the corner. Pass out in front. Bliss, and they score! Anthony Alfonsi makes it 1-0 Bulldogs.
That is not something you want to see if you're a Chippewa fan. This early in the first period, we still got 11-13 left to go, and Adrian's already put their number up 1-0 against the Chippewas. A little bit of a defensive breakdown there.
Indeed a defensive breakdown. The Bulldogs were able to get that puck into the zone, create some penetration in the corner, and Alfonsi was right out in front, covered by a Chippewa, and the puck ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, Chippewas looked very strong up until then.
That one went just through the 5-hole of Zavelson. Nothing much he can do about that. There's a shot from a sharp angle, goes off the side of the net, and it rims around to the far side. Tanner fed it out in front. It was intercepted. Away comes Andrew Porzonik, last year's leading scorer for the Chippewas. Fed it free to Gilbert, a shot, save, and the rebound is controlled here by the Bulldogs. Nyborg trying to get it out as we have a penalty coming up. Looks like it's going to be interference. And it will be on the Bulldogs, so CMU Parker has an opportunity to even this game on the man advantage.
Well, the power play is something you're looking for if you're down 1-0. 10:36 left to go here in Martin Ice Arena, and Chippewas are looking to get some momentum swinging their way on this power play.
9:24 at the time of the penalty. 2 minutes for interference, and it's Greg Feemster who's off. It's not the start you're looking for, Parker. A offensive zone face-off loss, and Adrian's able to get the puck all the way down the ice. So CMU has to do the regroup. So Simmons on the assist. CMU on the power play, though, trying to tie it. Robertson fed it wide. Here's Isaac Gibbs. Hold it free to Morgan. Morgan works behind the net. Up top for Robertson. He'll tee it up and fire a shot, and it's gobbled up in between the wickets there by Heiser. 1:21 to go on the power play.
Now Robertson put some heat on that one.
And that's a type of shot, Parker, where you're looking for a rebound, because you're looking for a rebound and a deflection, something to happen, chaos to ensue in front of the net.
And that's why you saw a couple Chippewas kind of waiting for that right in front of the net.
And again, something that's been a struggle all year, Parker, for these Chippewas is faceoffs. And it cost them yet again here on this power play. They got 70 seconds left on it, though. Still plenty of time to do something. Here's Gibbs. Ahead to Robertson. He'll hold it. A shot looking for the redirect on the back door. And Schultz was tied up there with Tanner, and it goes up and out of play off the deflection.
And you saw Gibbs waiting on the right side of that post for a deflection move. Just a little too much power on the shot. 57 seconds left to go here on the penalty, and still looking to get some momentum swinging their way.
We talked about recent special team woes, Parker, but CMU up until there's a shot from the Left wing circle by Campbell is gobbled up. Up into that Michigan-Flint game at home last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, Parker, CMU had power play goals in 5 straight. Since the beginning of the year, where they only had 2 games with power play goals in the first 6, they've been a lot better on the man advantage.
And the man advantage is, as you said, something that's helped them win a lot of the games down the stretch.
Still looking for their 5th win of the year, so just below 500. A shot, and Beamish couldn't control on the back door as it caromed off the end wall. The clearing attempt deflected onto the stick of Bliss. We'll find Alfonsi. He's got the only goal. He works to the outside. He's hooked there by Messina, and that's going to be a hooking penalty. We'll go 4-on-4 for the next 33 seconds.
And as a Chippewa, we talked about that in the keys to the game, is keeping your composure and staying out of the box. And with 9 minutes left in the first period, you're already down 1-0. This could hurt. So they're really looking at their special teams and their penalty kill in 30 seconds to try to get this one to stay out of the back of the net.
Still some open ice. Who do you think the 4-on-4 favors here, Parker?
And I'm going to be completely honest, I think it favors Adrian. Putting that 2 minutes in is really beneficial for them.
They're certainly a smaller and a faster team than the Chippewas, though the Chippewas do have some speed of their own. Feet out in front, it's sent the length of the ice here by Porzondik, and the result will be icing with 8:45 to go, period 1.
Looking at the keys to the game that we mentioned earlier in the pregame, playing fast and with speed is something that the Chippewas need to continue to keep doing to keep up with Adrian. Because as you've seen already, Adrian is a very fast and nimble team. They've got a lot of players that can get down the length of the ice in seconds.
Indeed. Adrian, 10 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Draw to the left of Zavelson. Won by CMU, so they're able to get a couple of defensive zone draws here and try to break out. Porzondik. Indeed, he finds Lucas Hutton up left wing. And just barely offside there, as Nathan Bottles couldn't stay behind the play.
It was a very close opportunity for them. If they weren't offsides on that possession, it could have been very detrimental for the Adrian Bulldogs, but now we head to a power play for them.
Feemster's out of the box, so Adrian on the power play. CMU's penalty kill has been fairly stellar as of late.
And it's something they pride themselves on.
53 for 65 on the campaign, just a hair above 80%. A long shot from the point, blocked in the slot. And the Bulldogs have to chase that puck out as CMU's able to get it out with 63 to go in the power play. Bliss pinwheels in his own end before feeding the puck up to the near side, where it's slapped into the zone by Simmons. 48 seconds left on the Messina hooking penalty. Bliss holds it, works it up top. Long shot through traffic, blocked out in front of Zavelson, and the Chippewas are able to clear it out with 35 to go.
Zavelson yet again making a very, very important save on that.
And looked like it was Tyler Allen who got tangled up across the way with one of his own men. He goes down.
CMU playing much more physical off the bat.
Here's Alfonsi over the line. Hold at the point. Slide it across there for Feemster. A shot from a sharp angle. And Zavelson is able to hold on with only 8 seconds to go in the penalty kill. Pretty darn good penalty kill here for CMU to start.
They've been able to clear the zone more than a couple of times, and that's really helped them to keep it away from themselves defensively, to keep the pressure off of Zavelson. Fans, don't forget that CMU Club Hockey Network or YouTube channel is your one-stop shop for highlights, exclusive interviews, and full game broadcasts for men's D3 and women's D2 hockey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so as to never miss a moment of Chippewa hockey. Just go to YouTube and search CMU Club Hockey Network to find the channel. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey.
Shot went up and out of play. The draw to the left of Zavelson once again. Adrian wins that faceoff. Trimmed around the boards. Power play over. So both teams 1 for 1 on the PK. Adrian back in their own end. Look out, a miscommunication Pass too far for Bennett, and it will go for icing against the Bulldogs.
6:54 left here to go, and Adrian keeping that 1-0 lead going into what could be a second period is very influential for them.
Lucas Hutton out on the ice right now for CMU. Parker, he is the continuation of what has been a bountiful pipeline from the Novi Wildcats high school squad to the Central Michigan program, as Johnson takes a run at Tanner in the corner. But Hutton, one of the most, he's being, as this puck goes up into the rafters, head coach right now, Brennan Martin, and Christopher Martin, the captain, both from Novi. You've got alongside Jay Nadeau and a couple of other players that have really impacted this team. It's good to see young high schoolers come in and keep the lifeline going.
Well, it seems like Novi's been working for us, so let's keep getting players from there.
Connor Beamish up to Jay Nadeau. Over the line, dropped it off for Beamish's shot block. Save, it's still loose in the circle. Nadeau able to pull it free. It's loose out in front of Heiser. They jam away at it. Comes free to the near side. Campbell from the slot. A backhander went high. Rebound comes behind the net. Campbell hauled down. Nadeau in the circle. A shot out in front. Beamish off the post. Great flurry of activity in front of Heiser right now, and a massive hit, and that's going to be a penalty. It's Connor Beamish coming from out of nowhere and pancaking Evan Bliss into the corner.
But the composure is something that we talked about, and giving up a penalty like that to put Adrian back on the power play with only 6 minutes left to go in the first period is something that you can't do as a Chippewa.
Now the question is Beamish is escorted to the penalty box, Parker, is whether or not this is going to be 5 minutes. And if it involves, okay, so they've assessed a charging penalty. Not sure for how much, but it will be a charging penalty on Connor Beamish. 6:01 left here in period one. And after just killing off that first penalty kill, it's a tough decision by a veteran player that puts you back on the PK.
Especially when you're already down by 1 goal, and this Adrian team only has 1 win. You've faced them multiple times before, and you've won almost every single one. And this is a very, very influential game for CMU, because this could be the turning point for them to get out of this losing streak that they've got going on.
And keep in mind that the last win for Adrian in this series, Parker, came here at Martin Ice Arena. It was a 3-2 game back on December 11th of 2021.
Looks like that is going to be a 2-minute penalty on Beamish.
If I'm being honest, I think Beamish escapes with a 2-minute there.
Yeah, that could have been mistaken for a 5.
I was surprised they didn't give him a boarding. 6:01 to go, period one. Connor Beamish in the box for 2 minutes. CMU back in the penalty kill. They're 1 for 1 on the night. Adrian has it in the offensive end after they win the faceoff. Comes up top. Andrew Porzonik is able to get it to the line, but not out. A skillful keep in there by Simmons. Across the way, it skipped past the defenseman. Andrew Porzonik turns on the Jets. He's got Evan Bliss to beat. To the outside, Porzonik, the back door, scores!
What a beautiful backhand.
Andrew Porzonik strikes shorthanded, the first shorty of the year for CMU, and they tie up the game. 5:33 to go. That all starts when Adrian can't handle that puck at the point.
Well, Porzonik sees the vision, and he sees that he can beat his man immediately, and he puts the burners on, gets down there, fights his way through, goes to the right, and backhands it into the back of the net to tie it up 1-1.
That's exactly the swing and momentum, Parker, that you want. Andrew Porzonik, your leading scorer. For him, that's his first goal in quite some time, his second of the year. And it comes at a very opportune time to get his team back in this hockey game. Now look out, here's Brendan Schultz. He's got an opportunity. Body just sends it out in front. And the Bulldogs come back. Robertson on the assist. That Porzondik goal. Adrian will hold behind their own net. Still 48 seconds to go on the power play, though. CMU's got to continue their hold defensively.
Well, the penalty kill has just been absolutely outstanding for CMU thus far. I mean, they've killed off almost 2 now, and one of them they've turned into a goal.
Briggs Blake over the line. He'll take it and dump it around. 20 seconds to go in the power play here for the Bulldogs. Kept in at the point. Trimmed around the boards. Feemster. Down into the wall by Hutton. Puck comes free behind. Brennan Martin on pursuit. Look out. Man out in front. Good. Turn out there by Jay Nadeau, and now Lucas Hutton getting involved with a Bulldog out in front. Now Nadeau the other way for CMU to the backhand. Around behind the net. Beamish's stick got held as he was trying to crash the net. Hutton after it. Look out. He's beaten to it, though, by his opposite number, Simmons, as he takes it and dumps it in and levels the freshman right in front of the referee. Boy, they're letting him play tonight, Parker.
Yeah, they've been pretty lenient on everything thus far.
Briggs Blake into the slot. Bliss couldn't pick up the loose change. Now ahead, here comes Campbell. Steps around a man, goes to the wall. Pressured by Tanner. Free in the corner. Puck eventually picked up by Beamish, who's out of the box after that charging penalty, and now Campbell goes down with Tanner. Chippy play left and right here, both sides of the ice, Parker. It's going to be a test for both teams in terms of discipline.
Very physical. I feel like we're going to see a lot more penalties than what we've seen thus far.
But for CMU, the key is composure. Here's Smith. Dropped it off. A shot from distance is gobbled up by Zavelson. 2:47 to go, period 1. Back and forth action all night. The shorthanded goal for Andrew Porzondik. His first since the first game of the year.
Wow. And being one of the leading scorers coming off of last year, this is almost a shocker to not see him on the points more.
And it's something that we've talked about all week. Look out, a shot off the end wall. Comes out in front. Alfonsi's shot goes wide, and the net comes off its moorings. But it's been something that Devin and I have talked about the last couple of weekends, Parker, where CMU hasn't had their leading scorers from a year ago. Nathan Bottles, Andrew Porzondik, they haven't had them on the score sheet. And what do the last 3 games have? Nathan Bottles scoring at Michigan Flint. Andrew Porzondik scoring a massive goal here in just the first period.
And it looks like they're finally igniting some spark back inside and getting their leaders back out there.
Oh, look out, a shot from the right point. Whistled high and over the glove of Zavelson. Robertson goes into the corner, and that's going to be a penalty as he throws his man down to the ice. That's a hold as Robertson's pleading his case, but he's lucky he's only getting a holding penalty. He threw his man down to the ice, WWE style.
Well, with a penalty coming up with only 2 minutes left, the rest of the first period is going to be spent in the penalty box for him.
Just about. At the conclusion of this first period, stay with us. I'll have the intermission report for you. Take a look at the ACHA Top 10, newly released earlier this weekend. Saw a massive jump for Florida Gulf Coast, Parker, from number 12 in the nation to the second team in the nation. And how about the December that's on the docket for CMU? You got Florida Gulf Coast the first and the second. Then the 8th and the 9th. A shot right off the face-off. Heaven Bliss rang the dinner bell on that one. Goes up and out of play. Bulldogs millimeters away from taking the lead early on this power play.
Well, you're right, Reagan. We've got a couple tough series coming up, and heading to Florida for Florida Gulf Coast in just a couple weekends is going to be a tough one for CMU.
And then much like last year, rounding out the first semester, Parker, with a series against Grand Valley State. However, the difference, last year, GVSU ranked number 8 at the end of the first semester. They've been the number 1 team in the first two rankings. So a big, massive December for CMU coming up in just a couple of weeks. Got to get through this series against Adrian first. 1:50 to go, opening period. 1:30 to go. And the Robertson penalty. Buck is free behind the net. Evan Bliss picks it up. Pressured at the side of the net. Zavelson cutting off the angle. Briggs Blake up top for Dom. Across to Briggs Blake to the near side. Out along the half wall. Up top for Briggs Blake. A shot, ripped that wide. Martin up the wall. Andrew Porzonik will turn and fire it down the length of the ice with 1:03 to go in the penalty. Look at the forecheck here by Nathan Bottles, Parker. That's something that CMU's done really well, especially the last couple of games, is getting a much better forecheck, Parker, than they have to start the season.
And that forecheck is so crucial in games like this where it's a lot of physicality and fast-paced hockey.
Speaking of physicality, Brennan Schultz, the offensive end, rubbed his man off the puck and he's able to pin this puck up against the boards. With 25 to go in the penalty kill, under 45 to go in the period. Bulldogs are able to work it free. Here's Sorrell. Up through center. Dumped the puck in, but it's returned to sender there by Braden Kiel. With 8 seconds to go, again, a solid penalty kill to start this period. And now to end this period with 17 seconds to go. Look out, Alfonsi trying to get his team back on the board. Lost the puck, it comes up top. Sorrell couldn't maintain control of the puck after he kept it in. CMU moves it up top. Morgan caught up with his man, and it'll be controlled as the period ends by Tyler Allen. So, Adrian strikes early. CMU, though, was able to get a monstrous power play goal to send both these teams to the break. Parker, what are your thoughts in the first period?
Well, I mean, after the penalty that could have been taken as a 5-minute, that was very influential for Andrew Porzonik to come in and take that backhand or put it in the back of the net and keep this Central Michigan team alive in the first.
Indeed. Both teams very much alive in this one. 20 minutes in the books. We'll have a 20-minute intermission, but don't go away. We'll have the intermission report when we come back. We'll have the out-of-town scoreboard in the ACHA for you and a recap of this one here through 20 minutes. CMU Adrian tied at 1 here on CCHN. Hello, everybody. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth for intermission number 1. CMU and Adrian tied at 1 goal apiece, though it feels like it very much shouldn't be that. CMU has taken 3 penalties to Adrian's 1 to open up the game. And for CMU, they're lucky to be in this game. Andrew Porzonik with a beauty of a shorthanded goal, working the puck up the left wall at 14:27. He was able to outweight Brandon Heiser and get the Chippewas on the board to tie up the game after Anthony Alfonsi had a beauty of a goal for Adrian on the other end of the ice. 8:47 the time of that one. The Bulldogs were able to dump the puck in to the offensive end, and they were able to beat CMU to the puck on the forecheck. Something that CMU has done really good job of this season is getting to those pucks first, is getting, especially on the dump-ins, is being able to get back defensively and work the puck. But that didn't work for them this time. It was free in the left wing circle. Alfonsi was coming straight down the slot, tied up with the Chippewa, and he was able to get stick on it and put it in the back of the net, feeding it through the 5-hole of Sam Zavelson to put Adrian up 1-0 at that mark. Before that, Andrew Porzonik highlight reel goal put CMU back even in this one, which is where we stand at the end of 1. The stories really have been that the penalties for CMU, 3 minor penalties in that one, and 2 rather violent-looking penalties. One from Connor Beamish, who came flying into a scrum in the right wing circle and laid out Evan Bliss into the corner, where CMU is now to put CMU on a 2-minute penalty. Luckily for CMU, that could have been much, much worse. Possibly a 5-minute, if not a game, for Connor Beamish, the forward out of Barnaby up north. But a couple of other penalties late in that one, including late in that first period, including Kyle Robertson, who threw a man down to the ice, WWE style. But for CMU, they're able to escape the end of that first period unscathed. Tied 1-1 as we go into the second period. Shots on goal 14-5 in favor of CMU. So Sam Zavelson only making 4 saves on 5 shots, while Brandon Heiser has made 13 saves on 14 attempts for the Adrian Bulldogs. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here. In other Chippewa hockey, Men's Division 2 is inactive tonight. They will wrap up their probably they won't wrap up their first semester. They got 3 more games left on the slate. December 1st against Eastern Michigan, and then the 9th and the 10th against Sioux College here at Martin Ice Arena. You can watch all those games on Black Dog Hockey with John Gervasi on the call. Women's Division 2 split the series with Lawrence Tech this weekend, losing 3-4 yesterday down at Farmington Hills Ice Arena, and getting the 4-2 win here at Martin Ice Arena earlier today with Parker Morrison on the call. They will wrap up their first semester with a road trip down to Bowling Green State University the December 1st and 2nd. They won't actually be going down to Bowling Green. They'll be going to Toledo, to Tam O'Shanty Ice Arena down in suburban Toledo. Those games will both be on CCHN, as will the Florida trip for this men's Division 3 team. Taking a look at the ACHA top 10, which had a major shift in the look of it at the end of this week. Grand Valley stays at the number 1 team. It stays as the number 1 team in the country. Sweeps Miami with both games this weekend coming out to scores of 6-3. So the number 1 team handling the number 20 team as they should. Florida Gulf Coast made the jump from number 12 to number 2 this year. They are inactive this weekend. Air Force, number 3, is at Grand Canyon at 10:45 tonight. Michigan looks to complete their sweep of Northwood at 7:30. That is at Midland Civic Arena, just a half hour down the road from here. Hope and Calvin in the big rivalry on the west side. Hope won 4-2 last night. They got underway at around 7:30. Oakland and Michigan State will wrap up their series tomorrow at 12:05. A big upset yesterday with Michigan State trouncing Oakland, who is just 1 spot above them in the rankings. The number 7 team knocking off the number 16 6-1 yesterday. That game will be at Mon Ice Arena tomorrow at 12:05. Lawrence Tech taking on number 14 Purdue this week. Lawrence Tech got a 3-2 overtime win yesterday. They look to complete the sweep tonight at 5 p.m. Saginaw Valley State inactive as the number 9 team, and Missouri State fell to Arkansas, the number 10 to the number 11 team last night, 6-4. They wrap up their series tonight at 4 p.m. Elsewhere in Chippewa athletics, women's basketball is the only other team in action tonight. They got absolutely routed by Cleveland State down in Cleveland, 96-57. Unfortunately, my normal broadcast partner Devin Sarah was on that. He had the call on WMHW. It's a tough one for him, but hope he enjoys the bus trip back. Women's basketball, again, the loss, 96-57 in Cleveland today. That'll do it for the first intermission report. We'll be right back with Puck Drop, a second period coming up next. 1-1 the score after one here at Martin Ice Arena. Period 2 just about to get underway as we bring you back to Martin Ice Arena after a short intermission as CMU and Adrian set to kick off period 2, tied 1-1. Parker, what's the key difference in that first period than you've seen in previous series with CMU?
It's the speed for me, Reagan. There's a lot of fast players out on the ice. You saw Porzondik with that goal earlier on the man disadvantage, and he put on some absolute speed to get down there, beating two members of the Adrian Bulldogs to put that one in the back of the net. And it's one of the keys to the game. The speeds have been crazy for both teams.
Indeed, this has been a mighty fast hockey game. CMU will go from right to left in period 2, white home uniforms with the names on the back for the first time this season. Adrian will move from left to right, black uniforms with black, gold, and white trim. Puck drop at center. We're underway here in period 2. Brandon Heiser in net to our left. He's faced the vast majority of shots as this puck goes up and out of play. He's faced the vast majority of shots between these two netminders tonight. Sam Zavelson has only faced 5 tonight, Parker, but he's made them count. He's made a couple of good saves, but Heiser is definitely keeping his team in this game, eh?
Yeah, with the amount of rebounds that he's been able to not only take back and glove them up, but just overall the amount of saves that he's made has been absolutely instrumental for this team.
Indeed. And Heiser, we didn't mention off the top, but he was in net for that win against Northwood last time out. So that's mostly why he gets the nod over Miklos and Goldberg, who have played as this puck goes up and out of play off the stick there of Sam Zavelson. But Goldberg and Miklos have gotten the majority of starts, each 6, this Heiser's 5th, and he gets the win against Northwood. How do you think that affects his play as a netminder, knowing that he got that win for this team that struggled so hard off the bat?
Well, coming in when your team is struggling and having your first opener of the season and just being able to dominate and get that first win for your team and knowing you were behind that, it's got to give you so much confidence as a netminder.
Heiser 1-2 on the year coming into tonight. The .902 save percentage and a .419 goals against. Look out right in front. A save by Zavelson. It's on the goal line, and somehow he was able to stamp that left pad down and keep it out.
Now, I don't know if that was luck or skill, Reagan. I think it was a little bit of both there, as he was almost unaware of where the puck was after it fell down and hit the goal line, and then you saw Adrian players rush to crash the net and immediate save.
Zavelson, as we talked about on the Inside Chippewa Hockey show that will debut sometime this weekend, goaltending has been nothing less than stellar for the Central Michigan squad. And yeah, they haven't gotten the results that they wanted with multiple losses recently, and with that 3-1 start, now sitting at 4-5-2-1. But goaltending has been so good with the likes of Caleb Woolery and Sam Zavelson, who's been really the number one this season. Penalty coming up here on the Bulldogs as Robertson was taken down, so CMU will go on the power play.
He's the number 13 for the Adrian Bulldogs, Maxim Sorrell, that kind of gave the ref a dirty look, saying, that didn't really happen, but the refs are going to call that one, and they'll put 2 minutes up on the board for him.
1:29, the time of the penalty.
This puts CMU now on the the power play, and Adrian back on the penalty kill. Both penalty kills for both teams have been astounding so far.
Alfonsi is in the box for the Bulldogs. As we are waiting for the clock to be started. So CMU on their first power play since the opening minutes. And again, Parker, right off the face-off, Adrian's able to win it and get it down the ice.
Face-offs have been so crucial for this Adrian team. And it's been detrimental for the Chippewas.
And it's resulted in a pretty darn good penalty kill for these Bulldogs. Here's Isaac Gibbs. Up top for Robertson. He'll hold on to it. Shot through traffic. Scores! Why not play pinball when you can play hockey? Power play goal for CMU. They're on top.
And just as I was saying, the penalty kill for both teams has been absolutely astounding. Adrian gives one up, and I mean, there's not a lot you can do in that instance. It was just a great shot from the blue line.
So that's two special teams goals, Parker, for CMU. Robertson getting that goal. He let it go from the slot, and much like his goal at Lawrence Tech earlier this season, it finds its way through. Heiser didn't even go down into the butterfly on that.
Hey, well, he wasn't ready. He didn't think that was going to be a shot.
And he had no clue where that was. Part of it due to the forwards by CMU getting bodies out in front. And just like that, it's in the back of the net. So Isaac Gibbs getting the assist on that. He's now at 5 straight games of the point, Parker, the longest streak this season among Chippewas.
That's got to give him a lot more confidence than he had coming in, with taking a lot of penalties, and now he's getting himself more composed and he's putting points up on the board, and that's exactly what you want to do if you're Isaac Gibbs.
Isaac Gibbs has led this Chippewa team almost every year, as we mentioned it in the pregame, led this team even as a freshman on a team that was laced with veterans. He put up 26 goals in his rookie campaign and matched that last year, and thus far this season has now 14 points.
Well, there's no doubt that he's one of the most influential parts of this Chippewa team, and he's going to continue to be so.
Yeah, and he has been since day one. Along with this man, Owen Campbell, who his freshman year played very well in that trip to the national tournament, the closest CMU has got since that COVID break to a national championship. That game, that season ending with a heartbreaking overtime loss to Hope, 2-1. The closest game Hope had that entire season, other than that Vezina Cup final loss to Grand Valley State. Now Gilgren from a sharp angle at the bottom of the left circle, and Gilgren goes down. A little bit easy. He's not going to draw a penalty. The only thing he's going to draw from the referee is a little bit of a wry smile.
Well, we mentioned his name earlier, number 13, Maxim Sorrell. Always a little chippy after the end of a play call, and he's going to do just that and trip up a Chippewa.
Well, these games between Adrian and CMU have always been of the chippy variety.
And we've seen that a lot this season, Reagan, is a lot more chippy and physical aspects on the Chippewa team.
Look out, Gilgren couldn't find Bottles on the back door. This is going to be sent down the ice and icing the call against Adrian, despite the fact that Zabelson covered it.
Yeah, I think he covered it just because they didn't call it right away.
It bounced off the boards and he didn't want to risk it.
Yep.
But icing still the call. 16:10 to go, period 2. CMU and Adrian battling it out. First of two games this weekend. Here's Lucas Hutton, the freshman out of Novi. Worked it down. Gilgren's shot was blocked. And it comes back out to neutral ice where the captain, Christopher Martin, also out of Novi. So a Wildcat defensive pairing for CMU out there right now. Here's Hutton over the line. A shot off the skate of the Bulldogs. Bottles behind the net, tried to feed out in front to Porzonic. Couldn't get anything going. Now look out. Bottles right back out in front for Hutton. Trying to give him his first ACHA goal, and he couldn't connect. Bottles got it up. Martin flips it down into the corner. Bishop rubbed into the corner. Bottles comes out with it to the backhand. Oh, and a good save by Heiser right there, as he was able to stay with it with a dangerous goal scorer there for CMU.
And that's the second time Bottles had an attempt at a backhand into the net, and Heiser's just on top of it. And you got to give the man credit.
He's been pretty darn good in this game. Stopped 13 shots in that opening period. Bishop out in front, got tangled up in Isaac Hop's skates, but good back check there by Bishop to be able to keep that puck alive. Julian Johnson, that fourth line out there for CMU. With Isaac Hop in place of Chris Armentrout, who's listed as that member of that fourth line. There's Johnson in the corner, trying to work the puck free. Down behind the net for Bishop. Bishop. Oh, it was Hop. Tried to go for the hit behind the net. He ended up getting the worst of it. Bouncing puck in the left circle. Hop out in front. Intercepted, but Johnson on the relentless pursuit here on this shift. He's had a phenomenal shift. Has the senior from Brownstown. Now Bishop, a shot from the circle was denied. And it comes into the corner after Messina couldn't handle it. Bishop out in front for Johnson. A shot was blocked out in front, and it's clear to the point, but not out. Messina, another shot off the mask. Robertson along the half wall. Dominating shift here by CMU. Comes out in front, and the Bulldogs trying to put that behind their own net. Almost turned disastrous, Parker, but what a shift.
Well, and it looks like it's not even about to end.
As Johnson goes off trying to get a goal against his former school. Spent about 2 seasons with the Adrian D2 team, as that almost went off of Heiser. Laid behind him as Robertson tried the bank shot and couldn't get it to go.
Well, Reagan, going back to that shift that was just had about 14 minutes left into the second period, it looked like CMU was on the power play there with how much they were being able to get around the Bulldog defense.
That's the energy we haven't seen in a while, Parker's a shot, and it's gobbled up on second chance by Heiser. As Schultz getting into it with a couple of Bulldogs out in front. Schultz, the senior out of Grand Rapids, former D2 player.
That's something you're going to expect in a heated series like CMU versus Adrian. They've been at it for years, and I don't expect anything less physical.
Couple of players take a tumble across the way. Isaac Gibbs is able to pull the puck free. Schultz trying to the backhand pass out in front to find Morgan, couldn't do so, and he gets tangled up with Dahm across the way. Now Isaac Gibbs on the intercept. Oh, tried to work around his man and lost the puck in the process, and now Morgan is getting into it with a Bulldog.
Yeah, it's Maxim Sorrell, the number 13, and Reagan, that's the third time we've mentioned his name, getting a little chippy after the call.
Both these teams, again, we've mentioned a chippy series in the past. You remember 2 years ago, the line brawl and the handshake line here at Martin Ice Arena.
Well, CMU's a very physical team, and when they play a heated game against Adrian, it's bound to happen.
It was also a bit of the identity of this team was physicality 2 years ago. Line brawls after games were uncommon, or not that uncommon, and a shot from the point's deflected in. First through the line is Jay Nadeau. If it is indeed Jay, that's his first of the year.
Well, that's 2 now from the blue line that have just been skipped past 3 or 4 Bulldogs and went to the back of the net, and Brendan Heiser just can't do anything about it.
And you know what the best thing about this, Parker, is CMU has gotten bodies out in front. They've created havoc in front of the netminder. And yeah, both their recent goals haven't been from rebounds, but they've been as a direct result of Heiser not being able to see it. Look out, Campbell trying to tack on to the backhand, and he lifted it high.
Oh, the backhand has just been a struggle for CMU today, but the chances that they've gotten with the backhand have been immaculate.
Indeed. I mean, Andrew Porzotic scores on the backhand. And now Campbell trying to dipsy-doodle his way through the defense and put it up and in.
You had Nathan Bottles earlier that attempted the backhand and was just saved by the netminder for the Bulldogs.
Martin able to work through a miscommunication there with Hutton. Finally coming up here on Adrian. As Adrian touches up. So Kiel and Beamish with the apples on that goal. And now it'll be Max Sorrell to go to the box to put CMU yet again back on the power play.
Well, Reagan, we're mentioning the name, Max Sorrell, number 13 for the Bulldogs, quite a lot here, and he's going to go to the box for getting a little too physical.
7:30, the time of the penalty. This will be second consecutive power play for CMU. And Parker, that power play goal from Robertson, just 4 seconds into that man advantage, really seemed to light a fire under the keisters of these Chippewas.
And clearly it's helped. They're up 3-1 right now with 12 minutes left to go.
Kamara, good pass to Porzotic. Shot save. Rebound is in the slot. It comes back to Kamara. Down to Messina. A shot through traffic. Blockered up and out of play. And we'll have a face-off in the offensive end once again.
CMU has just been absolutely outstanding on penalty kills and power plays. Their special teams have been producing for them left and right today.
This has just been some of the cleanest hockey in terms of like the fundamentals from CMU that we've seen in a while. Nice, crisp, clean passes. Good shots from the point, like one there that was blocked. Messina has it. Up at the point. Left wall for Bottles. Messina on the return feed. Top of the right circle. Kamara back up to Messina. He's got time and space. Thought about the shot. Holds off. Kamara trades places. Down to Messina in the wall. In the right wing circle. Out in front. A shot by Gilgren. Save. It's loose in the crease. And it's held on to by Heiser. Again, great cycle from this CMU power play, Parker.
And you saw Josh Gilgren get his stick chipped off him a little bit right there. And it goes to show that Adrian's trying to ramp up the physicality a little bit more because they realize that they're down 3-1 right now and they're trying to regain that spark. And a penalty from Max Sorrell didn't help him at all.
Gibbs, Morgan, Schultz Martin and Robertson out there for CMU, but they have to go chasing back into their own defensive end with 45 to go on the penalty kill. Power play, pardon. Here comes Schultz with speed. Linearly down the wall. Will hold up the wall. Up top for Isaac Gibbs. Shot through traffic, deflected, and that one skipped just wide of the right post. Morgan to Robertson. He's got it. Pulls up at the wall. Backs to the point, throws it down for Morgan. He's got it. To Robertson, in the circle, a shot. Ripped it wide as it was blocked. Morgan throwing the weight down in the corner, but can't do much as it's dumped down the ice. Penalty is over. CMU unable to capitalize on their second consecutive. Look out. Armentrout's behind the defense of the stretch pass. Right in on goal. And he was denied by Heiser. Great opportunity there for Chris Armentrout, but he can't get it done. Great work by the Bulldogs on the other end of the ice to beat out that icing. Now Morgan tries to back it up and out as the Chippewas move right to left. Halfway through period 2 from Martin Ice Arena. Reagan Cleaves, Parker Morrison. If you hear, first of 2 games. We'll conclude the series tomorrow at 7 p.m. from Arrington. We'll get to see Calvin Keys, broadcaster, his former days for CMU back the year before I got here, which was the COVID campaign, the 2021 year. But since his graduation from high school, he's been down at Adrian working at ACTV. Here's Bishop right in, shot saved by Heiser again from a sharp angle. Boy, has he been solid tonight on shots that he can see, Parker.
There's been a couple screened ones that you can't really blame him for, but for the ones that he can see, it's been outstanding for him.
He's played very well. There's a reason his save percentage is above 900. This is down the ice, but it's tipped, so no icing. And I really think that's why the Bulldogs staff, including Justin Snyder, look out at 2-on-1, but just offside for the Bulldogs. Boy, the Chippewas catch a break there, Parker.
That could have been detrimental for him. They had numbers there, and they look hungry for another goal.
And going back to Brandon Heiser, Justin Snyder, Tyler Fife, and Matt Baruki, there's a reason they're going with him. He's been a solid netminder. The only Bulldog goalie with plus 900 save percentage. And even though he's only played in 4 games, now that might be reason his save percentage is not at what it was. But he still had a very good performance in net. Chippewas, though, trying to crack the puzzle of Heiser once again as they're back in the offensive end. Here's Campbell. Up top for Kielman. The one-timer deflected. Oh, that one looked like it was going in, but it skipped just wide. Nadu collides with a man across the way. Camara, a shot deflected in front, and it skipped wide. Kielman the pinch down from the blue line. Campbell trying to pull it free. Bounced off the half wall. Campbell picks up the loose change. He's got it in the circle. Nadu picks it up. Dropped it off there for Campbell. Campbell into the circle, working into the slot. A shot, he ripped it high. Nadu charging in after it. To the boards they go. It's eventually worked free, and the Bulldogs have it and wrap it around the boards. Centering feed, intercepted, but great work by CMU to get the puck free. Now Campbell out in front, couldn't get it home, and the net has come free of its moorings. With 7:18 to go in period 2. Man, Parker, this Central Michigan forecheck has been stellar in this second period.
They've been having some great shifts out here, Reagan, and they've been on the ice for much longer than a usual shift change. And I mean, if you're Central Michigan head coach Christopher Martin, why would you not keep him out there longer?
I know. Part of it is you gotta save him. This Game's 60 minutes, and you've had trouble playing 60-minute games. A shot from the point was blocked, and now here come the Bulldogs back the other way. Johnson chasing after it. Robertson cleared it to the line, but not out. Alfonsi into the slot. Got tied up, and the puck was knocked away. Here's Nathan Bottles up the right wing to the outside, trying to cut back out in front. Couldn't do so. He's got the puck behind the net. Look out. Robertson, a one-timer and a glove save. There by Brandon Heiser. Full hold for the whistle with 6:53 to go, period 2.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association, the CMU Club Hockey Network, and Moore Hall Television. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution or descriptions of accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA, CCHN, and MHTV.
Bulldogs have this puck at neutral ice. Messina thought he was going to get away with the penalty, but he's got a hooking call. So, a chance for Adrian here, Parker, to regain momentum as Messina goes off for a hook.
It's also a chance for CMU to continue their streak on the penalty kill, which has, mind you, been absolutely phenomenal the past couple of games. Their special teams, I know we keep mentioning it, but have really kept them alive and continue to allow them to score.
Adrian, right off the faceoff, they ripped it high. It comes back out into the slot, and somehow it got past everybody. Here's Morgan the other way for CMU. Short-handed chance, a shot glove save. There by Heiser. Let it go, but it was too slow for the referee's whistle.
That's the second time you've seen a breakout attempt for CMU on a penalty kill, and they continue to keep up that pressure.
Last time it worked wonders with Andrew Porzonik, the senior out of Macomb, getting his second of the year. Clearing attempt by the Bulldogs forces CMU to get back out, but they've got possession on the penalty kill, which is more key than anything else. They're able to get it into Bulldog territory, but back comes Evan Bliss, the captain and leading scorer for this Bulldog squad. Worked it over to Briggs Blake to the near side. A man out in front, a shot that was wide by Simmons. And the Chippewas are able to get it out, continuing what has been a ridiculously good penalty kill.
Clearing the zone is one of their strong suits on their special teams, and I can't say enough about them.
Here's Alfonsi. Out of Utica Ford United. In with a shot, saved by Zavelson. Rebound comes behind the net as Beamish couldn't handle it. He takes his man into the corner. Up to the point. Feemster down the wall. It's tied up at the half wall. Beamish goes in there with Feemster. 2-on-2 battle for it, along with Sam Camara for CMU. Great PK here. 30 seconds left, and the time just keeps rolling. Isaac Gibbs is able to pull the puck free. Look out, he's turned on the Jets. He's behind Dom. Whole move in. Isaac Gibbs to the backhand. Scores! How about the Chippewa special teams tonight? Not one, not two, but three special teams goals, two of them being shorthanded. Isaac Gibbs gets CMU up 4-1.
Right, and we were just talking about the backhander, and Gibbs shows his demonstration of ability on the hockey rink and puts it in for a beautiful breakaway backhanded goal. And we talked about playing fast as well, and demonstrates that.
That's a great play by Isaac Gibbs. Another coast-to-coast or zone or defensive zone to offensive zone goal for CMU on the penalty kill.
And we talked about these leaders now stepping up and playing more of the Chippewa hockey we know and love, and now there's Gibbs and Porzonik, both with shorthanded goals just in today's game alone.
Over the line, here's Tanner for the Bulldogs as they're trying to respond to that shorthanded goal. Shot was blocked, and now look out. Julian Johnson's got the puck behind the net looking for a third shorthanded goal on the night for CMU, but he couldn't handle it. Now bounced out in front. Tanner almost put that into his own goal cage. And now Julian Johnson goes flying into Tanner, and we've got a scrum at the side of the net. Johnson getting into it with Tanner. Johnson, the former Bulldog. Roughhousing at the side of the net as tempers flare here at the Marty. They've been able to separate Armand Trout, and now they've been able to separate Tanner and Johnson. We'll wait to see what the referees come out with penalties, but look at the fight by Johnson trying to get after that loose puck, and it leads to him getting under the skin of the Bulldogs.
When I think they've been doing that all night, Reagan, is getting under their skin. It's rare to see one shorthanded goal in a game, let alone two in a game that's already so physical and so intense. So to have that kind of rub in your face a little bit, it's definitely getting under Adrian's skin.
And look at this. No penalties.
They're letting him play tonight, Reagan.
Honestly, I like that. It's a scrum after the whistle. Nobody gets penalized. Let him play. Let him play hockey. After all, isn't that what hockey's about? The fun scrums after the whistle?
Exactly. No one's losing a goal or gaining a goal from it. And so
I talked to all of my friends who are just casual hockey fans. They're like, oh, yeah, I love the fights. And I'm like, there's so much more. Meanwhile, CMU, a miscommunication at the point, and Beamish couldn't find Martin. And the Chippewas will have to regroup. Martin trying to lead the rush for CMU right to left. Martin lost the puck over the line. Delayed offside as the puck finds the stick of Evan Bliss. He's up the wing with Briggs Blake, a shot blocked, and it'll roll in on Zavelson and he'll hold with 3:48 to go in period 2.
Well, if you're a Chippewa fan, Reagan, coming up on a short-handed goal here, another one by Gibbs. The second period's been all action and all Chippewas.
It's been quite a fun time to be a Chippewa. 3 goals spanning from 1:58 to the 15-minute mark. 2 of them have been special teams goals, a power play goal and a shorty. Now here's Campbell the other way. Tried to dipsy-doodle around the defenseman, couldn't make it work. He lost his stick, and as he picks it up, he's got the puck back. He gets slammed into the wall. Beamish in to help out his teammate. They go into the corner. Nadu's able to pull it free. Martin up at the point. A shot through traffic deflected out in front, and it'll go to the corner. Beamish throws his man into the boards. 3:13 to go, period 2. Stretch pass out to neutral ice. Here's Simmons over the line. Rubbed out by his opposite number, Hutton. What a game he's had. Parker hasn't made it on the score sheet, but he's been really good defensively for CMU.
And sometimes games are won on the defensive end.
Now look out, a backdoor pass, and Gilgren couldn't put it home, and that's certainly what CMU's been able to do. Hand pass called here on Adrian, but I'm sure they'll take it as that puck was up and over Brandon Heiser, and if they don't bat it out of harm's way, that puck is possibly off of Heiser and into the net. So if you're Adrian, we'll take the we'll take the hand pass.
They'll take the face-off in their own zone rather than another goal because they don't want a 5-1 deficit going into the third.
Certainly they do not. But CMU, this is what is basically a cursed lead in hockey. Here's Nathan Bottles to the outside, trying to work around the Bulldog. He's got it on the right wing. Lost the puck momentarily, but great effort by Nathan Bottles to work that puck free and keep it alive.
That's something I've been seeing all night, Reagan, is the speed on the blue line.
Andrew Porzonik getting into it at the side of the net. Meanwhile, Bottles has the puck in the slot. Nathan Bottles, penalty coming up on the Bulldogs. Chippewas have it in the circle. A shot to the back door. Bottles has it on the backhand. Save. The rebound is controlled. And the Chippewas are going to go back on the power play.
And here comes the special teams that have capitalized on almost every single one so far, Reagan. 2 minutes left to go here at the Marty, and there's 2 minutes on the clock for the power play.
The entirety, or all but 4 seconds of the second period, will be on the power play for CMU, barring any goals. Mino Nybor, the freshman out of Amsterdam, Netherlands, in the box. Martin has the puck on the power play. Chippewas have already got a power play goal tonight. Connor Morgan able to work the puck free. Martin at the point. Finds Gibbs, right circle. A shot saved by Heiser. Robertson into the corner, cross-check. Chippewas wanting a penalty, and now Adrian wanting a penalty. Now Isaac Gibbs has his feet taken out from under him, and the Chippewa bench up in arms. Martin in the slot, lost the puck, and the Bulldogs will be able to send it down the length of the ice, but bodies tumbling everywhere on the ice, Parker.
I'm surprised there wasn't anything called there. You saw the Chippewa bench go straight up in arms, and
there probably could have been 3 penalties called, 2 on Adrian, 1 on CMU in that flurry, but meanwhile, the Chippewas have the puck down the ice.
Don't think the refs wanted to deal with
Gibbs
it on that one.
To the near side, pass too hard for Robertson, off the boards to Martin. Let a shot go wide of goal. It bounced off the end boards and came to the side of the net where it's cleared away. Here's Morgan in the corner. Up top for Martin. To the near side for Robertson. He'll tee it up and fire a shot. Saved by Heiser after it was deflected at the point. Robertson able to pull it free, looking for his second of the night to the backhand for Isaac Gibbs. He's in tight, scores! And we got a melee out in front. Schultz getting into it before he goes and joins his teammates in the corner. It's the 3rd special teams goal of the second period. Chippewas up 5-1.
Reagan, there's not enough that you can give to the special teams for the Central Michigan Chippewas. The respect that they've earned tonight is instrumental.
Four second period goals here for CMU. 3 of them have been with uneven strength, 2 power play goals and 1 shorthander, but also add on to that Andrew Porzondik's first period shorty, and you have 5 consecutive goals by CMU. Parker, how did they turn this around?
I'm going to say it again, Reagan. It's their special teams. Now, they haven't put the goal on the scoreboard yet, and it looks like they're talking it over.
Well, either way, there is looks to be either a 10-minute or a game misconduct penalty assessed to Greg Feemster, the freshman out of Linden, Michigan, had 2 assists in that win over Northwood in the last game for the Bulldogs, but CMU now has 5 consecutive goals, and this is not a common sight for Chippewa fans. At least this season, 5 goals in a game only happened twice. In that 5-2 win against Ferris State and that 5-3 win against Michigan Flint last weekend. They really haven't scored a ton, but in those games that they have scored 5 goals, they're 2-0.
And you got to think and decide what switched for the Chippewas that just put them on the pressure for the offensive end and continue to pound the net and crash the net and goals. So that's going to be a 5-minute penalty.
An all-you-can-eat power play here for CMU. Right off of that goal. So Greg Feemster, a 5-minute major game misconduct penalty. Don't know what for. Morgan on the goal. Robertson on the assist. And Schultz, too, on the assist. But CMU back on the power play here. Nadu up top, right circle. Back up to Beamish. Near side, Camaro with 15 to go in the period. A shot by Messina. He ripped it wide, low glove side. Camaro to the near side, Messina with 6 to go in the period. Across, too far for Beamish on the back door. Camaro, one last opportunity, off the post, and no goal! The referee right on it. waving it off. Chippewas thought they scored, but no, says the referee. What a way to end the period, Parker.
Well, you saw the Chippewa fans just erupt in first celebration and then secondly in anger.
Now, you gotta wonder if it was a time thing or whether the puck ever crossed the line.
It looked like the puck hit the back of the net. I think it was a time thing.
What I saw the puck go off the post, bounce out into the crease, and then into the net. Whether the puck crossed the line, I have no idea. So either way, that goal's waved off. And boy, have you got an intermission report ahead of you, Parker.
I do. I've got a lot of notes written down here. We're going to recap all of it for you coming up.
5-1 the score after 40 minutes. CMU erupts for 4 goals in that second period. Parker will have the recap for you on the second intermission report when we come back on your home for Chippewa hockey.
All I can say for the second period is wow. 4 goals from the Chippewas, and they've had some great line shifts out there. Let's count it down, starting with 14 minutes left in the period. They had a beautiful line shift that caused a huge momentum swing for them. Directly after that came a goal from Robertson, assisted by Gibbs. Coming off of that one was a goal by Nadu, assisted by Connor Beamish and Keel. Another goal from Gibbs, and that was a shorthanded goal, making that the second of the night tonight. And then a power play goal from Connor Morgan, assisted by Schultz and Robertson. Very beautiful play styles from both, and there was also a lot of physicality throughout the period. We start now with the biggest thing that occurred there, which was a 5-minute head contact game misconduct, which Feemster received. He's a freshman. He got kicked out of the game, unfortunately for Adrian. And let's go over now what everything happened throughout the period. The aggressive play style for the Chippewas really spiked there, and they continued physically just dominating the Bulldogs. The passing has been on point. Fighting for the puck on the blue line has been absolutely instrumental for the Chippewa offense, and they continue to do that, and they're looking to continue to do that here in the third. Creating chances was another big thing that I noticed throughout this period. The rebounds have been insane for them, and the backhanding goals have also been a great force for them. Now, stopping the breakaways have been something else that the Chippewas have done tremendously on. Adrian's had a couple good chances on goal, and they've been immediately fizzled out by the Chippewa defense. And the special teams, you can't say enough about them. A power play goal, two power plays goals, a shorthanded goal, and they can't do any better on the special teams. And you got to give it to them. They're doing amazing, and I expect nothing less in the third period. You're watching CCHN. My name is Parker Morrison. Thank you for watching the second period intermission report. We'll be right back here on CCHN.
And we're back here inside Martin Ice Arena. Third period about to get underway. CMU with a 4-goal lead over the Adrian Bulldogs right now. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard on the professional side of things. Grand Rapids Griffins at Texas tonight, tied 2-2 with 5 minutes left in the first at last check. You listen to that one on 96.1 The Game. With Bob Kaiser out in Sweden, you've got the call. They got Texas's call of that one. You can also watch it on AHL TV. The Saginaw Spirit up 2-1 at Niagara right now. Midway through the second period. Won 3-2 last night against Erie. Dylan Clark's got the call on 100.5 WSGW out of Saginaw. You can watch on CHL TV as well. Red Wings 3-2 losers to Toronto yesterday in Sweden. But they will take on New Jersey Wednesday at 7 p.m. Third period, Parker, about to get underway. What a hectic end to that second period. Chippewas now on a 5-minute power play. Got 4:16 left to start the period.
Yeah, and over the course of that intermission, Reagan, we learned that Feemster's ejection was actually due to a head contact.
Indeed. CMU trying to extend their lead. And not only that, but hold on for their first win in 4 games here at Martin Ice Arena. Last win came back September 30th against Notre Dame in what then we thought was a massive win against a team who had been to nationals a year ago. But Notre Dame's now fallen out of the top 15. Gilgren on the zone entry for CMU. Puck was able to be knocked down before it was cleared. Here's Bottles in the corner. Nathan Bottles, Porzonics, one-timer shot, save. Gilgren on second chance, couldn't get it through. Bottles now on it, in the corner. Gilgren behind the net. He waits. Up top, hopped over the stick of Spencer Messina, and it'll come out. Here's Gilgren. Down the wall to Porzonic. Back to Gilgren, a shot, save! And by the netminder who has come in relief.
Reagan, you just saw that Adrian attack fizzle out again. That's something I talked about in the second intermission report, is how good they have been on back-checking them and making sure nothing even begins to form.
Indeed, Joseph Miklos now in net, and he gobbles up a shot from Isaac Gibbs from the right side.
Reagan, you see that goalie change coming into the third period.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Let's
Me
be
neither.
honest.
Yep.
Heiser's played well, and the shots that he's faced have been weird ones, and he's allowed 4 non-even strength goals, but sometimes you got, as a coach, you got to find a way to spark your team, and putting Joseph Miklos in, maybe that's what does it. Isaac Gibbs to the outside, and he rang it off the pipe as the net comes off its moorings.
Well, it's another good look for the Chippewas, and just unfortunately hit the pipe, which is, as John Gervasi said in the last broadcast, a goalie's best friend.
Indeed. It's a goalie's best friend until it hits off the pipe and in.
Yeah, there you go.
Then it's your worst friend. But, I mean, goalies, especially in today's game, Parker, use the post so much more than they did. A lot of your work as a netminder is down in the butterfly, sliding from right to left to right, and using those posts to push off. And when they're not anchored very well, as the ones at Martin here can be a little bit finicky, it's tough to keep them on. 2:11 to go in the power play for CMU, an all-you-can-eat version. Schultz hauled down in the corner. Puck worked up to Robertson. He'll tee it up and fire a shot wide off the side of the net. Gibbs couldn't handle it, but he's got it back. Up top for Martin near side. Across to Robertson. He'll tee it up and fire a shot. Save the rebound. Loose in front of Miklos. Oh, and that skitter just on the goal line and couldn't be put home. Another goal line chance for CMU, Parker. They can't convert.
Hey, but it's keeping the fans on the edge of their seats.
It's keeping me hopping around and getting my jumping jacks in. Drop off to Morgan as they enter the zone. Nadeau near side. Shot save Miklos. And the rebound is taken by Martin here. Martin across, couldn't find his man, and it's taken there by Smith and dumped down the ice. Zabelson out of his net. He threw that toward his own bench, and his team was in the middle of a line change. Dangerous chance there. Chippewas lucky to come away from it unscathed. 1:10 to go in the power play. Look out, a miscommunication. Owen Campbell, though, was able to settle it down. 1 minute to go in the power play. Campbell over the line to the outside. Rubbed out there by Allen. Up top for Camara. Across to Campbell, right back to Camara. Robertson, right circle. Whole work. Across to Campbell, out in front, and Keel couldn't get a stick on it, and it's dumped down the length of the ice. It'll go right in on Zabelson with under 40 seconds to go in the power play. Again, it's a game misconduct for Greg Feemster. Down the ice and icing the call against CMU with 28 to go. So Feemster won't return. And now Heiser is going off the ice. You got to wonder, Parker, if he's hurt.
He took a few tumbles to the net on a couple of them, so you got to wonder, yeah, you're right, if he's hurt or if he just is a little knocked up.
Hope he's okay. Tough to see a netminder go off in the middle of a game. Here's Campbell. Down the ice for CMU, beaten to the puck by Tanner and shoves him into the boards. Looked like he might have gone head first, and Adrian fans want a penalty. Martin, a shot from the right circle, was deflected wide. Tanner on the puck. Beamish throws the shoulder and tackled to the ground, and now Tanner and a Chippewa are getting into it in the corner, and Tanner grabbing on to who is that in the corner?
I'm trying to look for the number right now, Reagan, and I can't seem to make it out.
And it
looks like Schultz.
Does he no longer have a cage on?
It's actually going to be Beamish.
Who is that? Because right now the linesman's talking to the official down in the corner, and it doesn't look like he has a face mask on anymore.
Yeah,
Owen Campbell.
You're right.
Had
It
his
actually
face mask
shattered.
ripped off his face. Oh my goodness. And there might be another penalty coming up here.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I've never seen that happen. Owen Campbell, as one penalty is over here for the Bulldogs, Tanner has been sent off, and we might get another misconduct. We'll see, though.
Now, I've only been watching hockey, Reagan, for about a year and a half, coming up on 2 years, but I've never seen anything even close to that.
I've been watching it since I was born, and I've never seen a face mask come off
Yeah,
helmet.
that tells you something. Then.
Either it was poorly constructed, or there had to be some malice behind it, and indeed they are going to kick. They're going to kick Brian Tanner out of the hockey game.
Well, that's 2 game misconducts now for the Bulldogs that, if you're a Bulldog fan, it's just hit after hit after hit, physically and mentally.
And now when Campbell's going off, he's pointing to his head saying, like, what did I do? I was getting my head held on to and my face mask ripped off. And he's just in utter confusion right now.
Honestly, I think a lot of the fans are in utter confusion right now, whether you're an Adrian fan or a Chippewa fan.
I mean, possibly it could have been that maybe the referees are ruling that he instigated the scrum and with a cross check to the face, maybe. But in the end, I really don't get it. We'll see what goes up on the scoreboard.
Oh, well, it looks like a 5-minute for
Okay.
Adrian was just announced.
Which makes sense.
Which makes sense, yes. But I think, in all honesty, the refs might give CMU a penalty there.
So it's going to be 4-on-4 here, as they've put a penalty up for Owen Campbell, 2 minutes, which, if they're going to give a penalty to Owen Campbell, makes sense.
Yes.
A 2 minute plus a 2 minute for Campbell and a 5 in a game for Brian Tanner, and just like that, I wonder what.
It sounded like there were 2 game misconducts.
So we will go to a 4-on-4. Campbell off for a cross check. And Tanner off for a game misconduct. My guess is for head contact, much like Feemster. But if you look at your roster now, Ty Cornett was scratched, and now Brian Tanner and Greg Feemster have both been kicked out. So the top 3 players in the lineup numerically are out for Adrian.
And as a Bulldog fan, that's just something you don't want to see.
4-on-4 here. You don't want to see that if you're any team.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And for the Chippewas, you've seen your fair share of runaway games. Look out. Bottles has the puck. Great save by Miklos. And it's sent down the ice. What a save by Miklos. Stretching out the pad, and icing was waved off.
Interesting.
Did they say Sam Zavelson came out of his net to play it? He stayed in his crease.
I think they did.
Oh, my.
An interesting call, I will admit.
Hutton wasn't able to keep it in, so the Chippewas will have to regroup here. 1 minute left in the 4-on-4 before Chippewas have a 3-minute power play here. Isaac Gibbs has the puck, taps it to himself on right wing. He'll try to feed it out in front off the side of the net, and Miklos somehow was able to tow that and keep it out. Isaac Gibbs has it back. Off the wall. Hutton a shot saved by Miklos again. Gibbs on the wall, up to Martin. 38 to go in the 4-on-4. Shot off the side of the net. It's controlled by the Bulldogs. Dom will play it out on the stick of Alfonsi, who's got the only goal for the Bulldogs tonight. Trying to add another one. To the outside, a shot saved by Zavelson. Rebound collected here by Morgan with 20 to go in the 4-on-4. Connor Morgan up the wing to the outside, puts on the brakes, and he lost his man in the process in Smith. Smith takes Morgan to the boards. A packed board section behind Miklos here as the Chippewa faithful have showed out. Here's Kielb along the end boards, a shot that was deflected up and into the paraphernalia of Miklos for a stoppage of play. 2:58 to go, so Chippewas are back to full strength. 5-on-4 power play now.
And again, we take a look at the Chippewa special teams, which have played phenomenal tonight, and they look to extend the lead even more within these 3 minutes.
2 for 5 on the night. The Chippewas are. All but one of their goals has been scored as this puck goes up and out of play, either shorthanded or on the man advantage, Parker. And they've scored the last 5 goals in this hockey game.
And being a Chippewa fan right now, you've got to be very, very, very excited. Face-off 1 for CMU, and they'll continue their play.
Down into the corner. Taken by Isaac Gibbs. Up top for Martin. 2:39 to go in the power play. Robertson shot blocked in front, and the Bulldogs are able to clear. With 2.5 to go in the power play. 13:10 to go, period 3. Reagan Cleaves, Parker Morrison from the Marty. Happy to have you with us. As the Chippewas are unable to gain the zone, and Adrian just flops it right back in, but this has been the bounce back game, Parker, that CMU needed. You had that tough overtime loss. Look out, here's Morgan dipsy-doodling through the slot. He's able to drop it off to Martin, but after that 2-1 overtime loss to Michigan Flint last week, Parker, you're wondering where the mentality of this team stood. That's a game that the penalties killed you.
Yeah.
And it looked in the first period where you were taking 3 different penalties, especially late in that period. Looked like things could get out of hand, but so far, score! A shot from the left point interrupts me, and it goes into the back of the net off the deflection. 6-1. Nadu first through the line, Parker, so that might be goal number 2 for him. And after not having scored through the first 12, pretty good showing by him tonight. And it's another power play tally for CMU. They're now 3 for 6. Here's Campbell. Dropped it off to Kamara as the Chippewas are back into the zone, hungry for more with 1:40 left in the power play. They've made the Bulldogs pay after Brian Tanner ripped the face mask literally off the helmet of Owen Campbell. Chippewas have made it 6-1, the most goals they've scored all season. Messina over the line, dropped it off Kamara, back to Beamish. He gets it back, a shot, and a good save by the alternate captain, Miklos.
And that was Nadu on the goal.
Robertson has had himself a night.
Oh, he's got at least 3 points.
That's 4 points tonight for Kyle Robertson. 1 goal and 3 assists as Beamish carries the puck in offside. Owen Campbell was caught in the zone. 51 seconds to go on the power play. But, my goodness, this has been one heck of a game, Parker. And for CMU, what's been really encouraging, that second Michigan Flint game didn't go so well, but this is a bounce-back game. And not only that, it's the second time in 3 games that the Chippewas have had a goal scorer who's scored more than once. This time being Jay Nadeau, who didn't score at all before today. Now Porzonik shot from the sharp angle, and Gilgren gets dumped into the post. And Porzonik comes in to exchange a couple of words. And there's some pushing and shoving in front of the Adrian net.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised, Reagan, if one of these ends up in a penalty, not because of a scuffle after the net, but more so just to kind of show that the refs are still in control here.
It looks like Porzonik's going to be sent off for a rough to put the Bulldogs on the power play. And oddly enough, to put us on 4-on-4 for 29 seconds. Keep in mind that Tanner's 5-minute major in a game misconduct is still being served. So Porzonik's off.
Well, after these 29 seconds, the Chippewas will go to a penalty kill, which, mind you, Reagan, have been absolutely perfect thus far.
.8:49, the time of the penalty to Andrew Porzonik for a rough. Now, right off the draw, Bliss's shot was patted away by Zavelson. Well, as the game gets later, Parker, this game becomes look out. Here's Jake Bishop turning on the speed. He's in, shot, save, Miklos. Rebound is thrown out in front, but it was cut off before it could get there. We've talked about composure, Parker, and partly because it's been the lack thereof as Bulldogs are now on the power play that has cost CMU in games before. Look out, a good save off the deflection by Zavelson. Hutton goes to the boards. But right now, what's got to be the key for CMU is keeping your composure with a big lead. Because Adrian is going to get more and more frustrated as we go on. As that shot skittered barely wide and comes out to neutral ice on the clear. But CMU, they haven't really been in this situation this season. They haven't had a ton of massive leads like this, 5-goal lead halfway through period 3. And composure's got to be a key, not taking any unnecessary penalties.
Well, I guess one way to fix that is go against a team that has less composure than you, and you can see that clearly today in Adrian with 2 game misconducts.
A nasty spill into the boards by Kamara. Sent Nybor into the boards. The Chippewas send it down.
Reagan, you can't compliment the penalty kill for the Chippewas enough here tonight. 100%, and
still some work to do, though. 20 seconds left. Emery Johnson will dump it in. Keeled. Played it back for Kamara, and it's dumped down the ice with 7 seconds to go. So that should kill the rest of the penalty off. CMU has now killed off all 5 penalties they have faced. But look out. Here's Alfonsi over the line, a shot wide. That's the first Adrian power play since back all the way in the second period, on halfway through. Look out, a spin around shot from the right circle. Went off of Zavelson, and he was able to make the save. 8:47 to go. Period 3. Beamish, clapper from neutral ice. Miklos will hold on as Beamish came in to crash the net. Talk about Miklos a little bit more. The junior out of Trenton, Michigan, played with Trenton in the MHSAA. 522 goals against average coming into today, an .877 save percentage. The last win came February 3rd at Davenport of last year, but he serves as one of the alternate captains, Parker, for this team. And now he can't really serve in that respect on the ice, but it signifies that his team trusts him and that he's viewed as a leader on this team. One of the few upperclassmen. Penalty coming up against Adrian here as Robertson was sent spilling into the boards.
Chirps from both sides
and
coming
so
out now.
A charge coming.
Putting CMU back on the power play
to Nathan Polina.
I don't even remember how many times tonight we've been on the
Let's
power
count.
play, Reagan. It's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be the 8th power play.
Wow.
They're 3 for 7.
That's outrageous.
Pretty good, though.
Oh, and I thought we were about to up that stat right there. It was a shot on goal.
Indeed. 11:36, the time of the penalty.
Gilgan put one on there and
Puck's
looks
free.
for a rebound.
Puck's free behind the net. Porzondik going after it with Josh Gilgren. Shoving his man to the boards. Into the ice as Gilgren goes into it there with Dom. Physicality ramping up here. Again, CMU has to keep their composure. Camara up at the point, a shot deflected. At the point of release by Bennett. Here's Messina on the rebound. Swept away from him, but great pursuit here by the alternate captain, Spencer Messina, to work the puck free. Here's Gilgren. Shot, save, Miklos, and he gobbles it up with 7:37 to go, period 3.
You got to give credit to Miklos the past couple of minutes. He's been excellent on his save percentage, and he's got a lot of pressure coming in after Heiser went out after getting scored on 4 times in the second period.
Face off to Miklos' right. Won by CMU with 1:08 to go on the power play. Here's Morgan. Out in front for Isaac Gibbs, and he couldn't finish it. Isaac Gibbs still has not had a multi-goal game this season, despite his team lead. Here's Robertson to the near side. Gibbs, he's got a wide open net, and he scores!
Well, right as you say that, Reagan, he answers, and it's like he could hear you and said, you know what, Reagan, let me give you a little something here.
Isaac Gibbs from a sharp angle ripped it home from the right circle. 7:14 to go, period 3. What a pass across there by Kyle Robertson. And, no, pardon me, that was Connor Morgan on the half wall. Fed it across, and it's another power play goal for CMU.
Now they're just racking up the stats this game. They're like, oh, I guess we need to make up for a couple games previous, and they continue just adding to the score sheet.
7-1 the score. Isaac Gibbs with his second of the night, and we got a penalty. A hooking call on CMU. So a penalty-filled evening. We're halfway down my score sheet. And I made this score sheet specifically because last year at the national tournament, Derek Steele and I had a game that I think we had 83 penalty minutes through the first 40 minutes of the game. And
wow.
I literally ran out of space on my penalty sheet.
Well, it's good we don't have another period coming up because you would have run out of space on the sheet. Battle against the boards now for the puck as Nady tries to get his stick in there. And
here the Bulldogs control. At neutral ice. Here's the announcement on the power play goal.
Robertson adding again to his stat list today.
So Schultz and Robertson have combined as there's another goal and another shorty.
Wow. Reagan, that's 3 in the same game. That one coming from Owen Campbell.
And I thought lightning didn't strike twice.
No,
Apparently
Reagan, you're right. It doesn't. It strikes 3 times. Wow.
Shorthanded goal, 13-42.
And Reagan, the interesting thing about all these shorthanded goals is they've come so quick on the penalties.
That's now 8 straight goals for this Chippewa team.
Wow.
3 of them in this third period.
Now, everyone who showed up in attendance today, Bob Davies, our president at CMU, is getting quite the show.
I don't know if he stayed. He was here for the opening puck drop. I know he does like hockey.
Well, if he didn't stay, he's going to see this score and wishes he did.
Yeah. Most goals CMU has scored in quite some time. Here's a shot that was blocked out in front there by Alfonsi before it was cleared. All but one of the Chippewas' goals tonight, Parker, have come either shorthanded or on the power play.
Reagan, that's an insane stat that you've just listed off, knowing we're up 8-1 right now.
And look at this. Kyle Robertson still in an 8-1 game on the back check, just highlighting how much of a great game he's had, continues the hustle here with 5 minutes to go in the third. This has been a dominant performance by CMU, not only on the power play, but also on the PK.
I will gladly go as far to say this is their best game of the season.
This is clearly their best game of the season. They've scored 8 goals with 5 minutes left. The most they've scored in quite some time as they've now killed off the power play. They're perfect on the penalty kill. 3 shorthanded goals, 4 power play goals. The special teams are having it's like a blowout sale at a department store.
They're having a field day right now.
And then how many department stores are there nowadays? Did I just date myself?
Well, clearly there's one right now because CMU is going to open one up after this.
Last time CMU scored 7 or more goals was back January 21st last season against Missouri State. Then ranked number 2 in the country. It was an 8-6 win at Goggin Ice Center as part of the Miami Showcase, Parker. It's been a heck of a game here. And, I mean, in that game, they needed all 8 of them. Plus an insurance goal. Look out. Campbell dipsy-doodling. In on goal. Scores! Make it 9!
Campbell again showing his stick-handling abilities. And it's a showcase. It's a clinic for CMU right now.
16:01. The time of the goal. And Campbell just weaving his way through the defense. And coming into tonight, Parker, and coming into last weekend against Michigan State, CMU had 0 players with multiple goals in a game. Now, last Friday against Michigan Flint, Josh Gilgren with 2. Tonight, Jay Nadeau, Isaac Gibbs, and Owen Campbell all with multiple goal nights. Jay Nadeau looking for his third, in with a shot saved by Miklos.
Reagan, they're up by 8 here. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and they're not taking the pressure off.
And Evan Bliss isn't going to stop fighting for Adrian, the captain and the leading scorer for this Bulldogs squad. So Keelban Bishop on the assists. 3:12 to go, period 3. 9-1 CMU leads. If they were to get another one, this would be the first time. I'll pull out my game notes here. This would be the first time that they've scored more than 10 since earlier in September of 2022 when they beat Lake Superior State 13-2.
Wow.
Probably aren't going to get to 13.
Hey, well, they might reach double digits. I know everyone on that bench right now is hoping for double digits.
That'd certainly be a vindication for all the naysayers, including myself, who have said that the offense has struggled this season. And now they score! There's 10!
Reagan, I think
Morgan tips it in front.
I think
10-1.
we're speaking things into existence right now. I don't understand it.
They called the broadcasters jinx for a reason, Parker.
Wow. I don't know if I'd call that a jinx, Reagan. It's more a gift. Well, they've reached double digits here at Martin Ice Arena. 2:44 left to go in the third period. No sign of stopping from the Chippewas.
17-17, the time of the goal. Make a wish. Or is that still a thing? Or did I make that up when I was a kid?
Reagan, I think you might be just showing how old you are here.
21. I'm 20, not even 21. Here's Gibson with a shot, saving the rebound. Still loose in front of Miklos. It goes to the side.
Wow.
And somehow stays out. Chippewas still not done. They've got 10. They want to make it a 10-goal lead.
They've not had enough yet, I guess.
Look at Lucas Hutton. His first career ACHA point in his first career ACHA game. He missed the first part of the season because he hadn't reached the age of 18, and he comes in his first game and gets his first assist.
Not only that, but they're up by 9.
10-1 the score. Robertson tees it up and fires. It goes up and out of play off of the deflection.
Reagan, for the past 19 minutes in this period, it's looked like a straight CMU power play the entire time.
Last 5 minutes, CMU has 4 goals.
Wow.
From the 12:46 mark to the 17:17 mark, Gibbs, Campbell, Morgan.
Now, at first, I wasn't too excited for this weekend having 4 calls on air, but
You've had some good games, too.
We've had amazing games.
You had the Lawrence Tech game last night for the women's 2 squad with a 4-3 loss. We made it interesting late. Today, the win, 4-3, right? 4-2?
Yes.
Yeah,
4-2.
4-2. And now a 10-1 game.
Well, I guess the goals keep progressively getting higher, and so we'll have to see what tomorrow brings for us at Arrington Ice Arena.
Now, the danger for CMU is not to get too complacent in Arrington tomorrow. Arrington's a tough place to play. It's got a really good atmosphere. And Adrian's a hockey school, let's be honest. They got 7 teams, 4 men's, 3 women's, 1 in the NCAA Division III for each, and then all of the ACHA divisions. And it's a hockey school. They got a beautiful barn. Have you been to Arrington?
I have.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
It's a beautiful barn, and it's a tough place to play. You got the bar right above you, and they always make it difficult. And also, it'll be a long day tomorrow. 7 o'clock start, 2 p.m. bus time down to Arrington. So it's a long drive, about 2 hours down to the southern border of Michigan, about 50 miles north of that Ohio border. Should be a fun one. Parker and I will be on that call for you. Down in Adrian, 33 seconds to go here in this one. CMU allowed the first goal of this hockey game all the way back at the 8:47 mark. And since then, as icing is called, they have rattled off 10 straight goals.
That's an insane
1 by
stat.
Porzondik, 1 by Robertson, 2 by Nadu, 2 by Gibbs, 2 by Morgan now, and 2 by Campbell. Wow. And then there's somebody else that I'm missing. No, Campbell or Porzondik and Robertson had the other 2. But how about that? 4 Chippewas getting multiple goal nights in a year where up until last week we didn't have anybody. Here's Porzondik over the line, trying to get to the outside, lost the puck. It comes free for the Bulldogs as time expires, and CMU comes out with their biggest win of the year and their first home win since September 30th.
Reagan, I don't think I have any words left.
What a way to snap a streak.
I know.
You lose 4 straight at home after beating one of the best teams in the nation, and you come home after a devastating defeat last week against Michigan Flint. You come home and defend the Marty like you can't do anything else better than tonight.
Wow.
10-1. We'll give you a short post-game show when we come back. 10-1 the final from Martin. Stay with us. Post-game show coming up next on CCHN. Back here inside a joyous Martin Ice Arena, 10-1 the final here as Central Michigan allows the first goal but comes back and utterly wipes the floor with the Adrian Bulldogs here tonight. 10 unanswered goals, 4 Chippewas getting multi-goal nights. It was a great game all around.
It was a demolition for the Chippewas. In the very beginning, you go back to the first period, it looked a little iffy. It looked like it was going to be a very close game for the first 10 minutes as Adrian came out first, scored the opener, and then Porzonic with the shorthanded goal to swing momentum their way with the backhander, and that sparked something in the Chippewas because now we sit here 10-1.
Yeah, and not only do we sit here 10-1, we sit here with 7 of those 10 goals for CMU coming not even strength. 3 shorthanded goals kickstarted by Andrew Porzonic, him, Isaac Gibbs, and Owen Campbell in 1 in each period, 3 shorties tonight, and 4 power play goals on 8 attempts, which is like 100% of the PK, 50% on the power play. Those are heavenly numbers.
For special teams, you've got to be praising yourself left and right, and going 6 for 6 on a penalty kill against a really fast Adrian team is very impressive.
You could argue they're also 50% on shorthanded goals.
Which
trying
is
to score shorties.
Knowing how many shorthanded opportunities they had is outrageous to know that they're 50% on 3 for 6.
Indeed.
That's insane.
Indeed. And we won't take a goal by goal through this one. Simply too much to recap for you here on CCHN. We don't have that much time on our postgame show, though it may take some time. Anyway, Andrew Porzonic scored first, then Kyle Robertson scored, and from there on out, it was all Chippewas that would score a second time. Jay Nadeau got 2. Isaac Gibbs got 2. Connor Morgan got 2. And Owen Campbell got 2 as well. And Campbell's came in the span of about 2.5 minutes in that third period from the 13:42 to the 16:01. So he had a really good third period, but overall just a very, very good game by Central Michigan here tonight. Let's take a look at our impact players, how they do tonight, Parker.
Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can't even look at the impact players. You got to look at the whole team now, and they all played phenomenal. Isaac Gibbs came back, and he really pronounced his leadership on this team. He stayed out of the box, which is something that he's been working on recently, and he scored.
And not only that, Isaac Gibbs also rebounded from what's a tough? He took a tough penalty at the end of that Michigan-Flint game that led to Michigan-Flint's comeback and the eventual loss in overtime here at home. In past years, you may have seen Isaac Gibbs continue to be frustrated throughout the year, but he comes back with a resounding performance, 2 goals, 1 assist. It's one of the best games, especially coming back after a tough penalty to take, costing your team the game, coming back and helping them win.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac Gibbs has played phenomenal tonight, and I think that really sparked something inside of him that shows him that he can play at this potential. He can play at this level, and I expect to see him do so for the rest of the season.
Yeah, indeed. And Evan Bliss, one of the leading scorers for Adrian, didn't get on the scoreboard tonight. That 1 goal comes from Alfonsi at the 8:47 mark of that opening period, and then it was all CMU from there. Taking a look at our keys to the game, how'd they do tonight?
Again, absolutely amazing. Staying out of the box was something that they struggled with previous series, and now they come in, and even though they did have 6 of those, the PK stopped it immediately, 100% on that, and absolutely amazing. Moving now to the second key to the game was playing fast and playing with speed. They had 3 shorthanded goals. I mean, that's really all you need to say for playing fast and playing with speed.
Indeed.
So they did absolutely amazing on our keys.
And taking a look now at our 3 stars of the game. Lucas Hutton playing in his first career ACHA game. Just turned 18 a couple of weeks ago. Gets his first career assist tonight on the final goal of the night on a Connor Morgan tip out in front. And it was Hutton's shot from the left point that made it that 10-1 game. And so he gets our 3rd star tonight. 2nd star of the game, Isaac Gibbs. A great bounce-back game for him. 2 goals, 1 assist on the night. 3 points to add yet again to his team lead. He now has points in 5 consecutive games and assists in 3 consecutive games, both the longest streaks this season for a Chippewa. First star of the game, Kyle Robertson. Man, what a game he had. Not only did he get a goal, he got 4 assists, and he was all over the ice defensively for CMU.
Now, every single time a goal was scored, the one that he had, I expected his name to come up, but our PA announcer, Michael Rosenkrantz, doing an amazing job there. It seemed like every goal after that was just, and on the assist was Robertson. And I was like, wow. And so every single goal was just produced partly through him.
Yeah, indeed. One heck of a game here tonight. Again, 3 stars. 3rd star, Lucas Hutton. 2nd star, Isaac Gibbs. 1st star, Kyle Robertson. Taking a look ahead on the schedule. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. puck drop from Arrington Ice Arena. CMU improves to 5-5-2-1, finally breaking even since their mid-October skid, and then Adrian falling to 1-13-1. What do you expect out of tomorrow?
Well, I think tomorrow, going to Arrington, it's a more hostile environment. I mean, playing at the Marty, yes, it's absolutely tremendous for the Chippewas, but you've got to not learn to downplay your opponent tomorrow. Yes, it was a huge win, and we played amazing today. It's just you can't go in expecting that same result tomorrow without still putting forth your best effort.
Indeed. It should be a fun one tomorrow. Arrington Ice Arena, one of the best venues in NCAA Division III, hosts tomorrow's game. 7 p.m. puck drop. We'll have that live for you here on CCHN. Taking a look at our final out-of-town scoreboard tonight, Grand Valley again, the number 1 team in the nation, beating Miami 6-3. Air Force was at Grand Canyon. That game yet to start, 10:45 p.m. puck drop for that. Michigan sweeps Northwood 6-4, completing the sweep and putting themselves into sole possession of 2nd place in the MCHC East. Hope and Calvin started at 7:30. We don't have a score update for you on that. Oakland tomorrow at Michigan State, 12:05. That should be a big one. Michigan State upsetting Oakland 6-1 at Oakland on Friday. That'll be a good one to watch from Munn Ice Arena tomorrow. Lawrence Tech and Purdue, again, no score update for you on that one. And then rounding out the top 10, Missouri State and Arkansas kick things off at 4:15. And check ACHA Twitter for almost all of these score updates they'll have for you at some point at ACHA Men's 3 Twitter page. Grand Rapids, another tough night at the division-leading Texas Stars. They are down 6-2 partway through the second period. The Spirit and the Niagara Ice Dogs tied at 2 early on in that third period. You can listen to that one on WSGW out of Saginaw. Dylan Clark has the call, or you can watch it on CHL-TV. The Red Wings inactive tonight. They'll take the ice Wednesday against the New Jersey Devils at 7 p.m. Well, as always, we'd like to thank MHTV for giving us all the equipment that makes this broadcast possible. Tonight, we had Brody Finelli on the broadcast, or on the camera for us. Hayden Scott work pushing the ones and twos, and just overall a great broadcast tonight. All of which would be impossible without your hard work. But yeah, that'll do it for us tonight. We'll be back in action tomorrow, 7 p.m. puck drop from Arrington Ice Center. Until then, my name is Reagan Cleaves, for my broadcast partner tonight, Parker Morrison, saying so long from Martin Ice Arena as the Central Michigan Chippewas wipe the floor with the Adrian Bulldogs. 10-1 the final here from Martin. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night, everybody.